Good morning, readers.
Good morning, Miss Bridget.
So I know that you've been learning lots of strategies for being stronger, longer, faster readers. And one of those strategies is to ask questions. I saw that on one of your anchor charts over there. Good readers ask questions. You know what else I noticed? You've been asking questions by doing a comprehension check. Okay? It says readers give themselves a comprehension check by asking themselves questions. So you've already been doing this. Let me share with you some of the questions you've been asking. Who is in this part? What just happened? Does it fit with something that already happened, or is it new? Thumbs up if you've been practicing asking these questions in your reading. Great. Today, I want to show you a different way that readers ask questions. When we ask questions, we can slow down our reading and think deeply about what is happening. You know The Other Side by Jacqueline Woodson, so I'm going to skip right to the first page, and I'm going to show you how after I read this page, I slow down and see if questions form in my mind. That summer, the fence that stretched through our town seemed bigger. We lived in a yellow house on one side of it, and white people lived on the other. And Mama said, "Don't climb over that fence when you play." She said it wasn't safe. Let me slow down and think for a minute. There's some things on this page that the author isn't really telling me that I'm wondering about. Like, what wasn't safe about it? Why couldn't she climb that fence? I'm also wondering, when did this story take place? I wonder if it was long ago. Do you see what I did? I didn't just keep on reading real quickly. I'm really enjoying this book. I wanted to slow down and ask questions. And when I ask questions, it helps me think really deeply about what's happening on this page. That summer, there was a girl who wore a pink sweater. Each morning, she climbed up on the fence and stared over at our side. Sometimes I stared back. She never sat on that fence with anybody. That girl didn't. Let me slow down here and wonder a little bit about what is happening on this page. Why are the girls staring at each other? I wonder why they can't just talk to each other. I also wonder if they would find something in common. They both have pink on. And I also am thinking about this girl that didn't sit on the fence with anybody. Does that mean she doesn't have any friends? No. Yeah. So, readers, look what I just did. There's things on this page that the author didn't tell me. So I slowed down and I thought and I wondered by asking all these questions. If I just kept on reading quickly, I wouldn't be thinking deeply about what is happening on this page. So now I'm going to give you a chance to try that. I know that you have books that you brought with you. So in a minute, when I ask you to start reading your books, I want you to see if questions naturally pop into your mind, like they did for Miss Bridget when I was reading The Other Side. I know that you already know how to ask questions to check your comprehension, but I'd like you to just slow down and think, am I wondering something on this page that the author doesn't tell me? And then here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to put a Post-it note on a page where you are slowing down and wondering what is happening on that page. Can everyone take their book out and put it on their lap so that I can see that you have your book in front of you? Okay. Wonderful. Can you quietly start reading, and I'm going to walk around and talk to you? Remember, put your Post-it note where you're having questions. Can you please turn and talk to the person next to you and tell them about your questions, okay? So how about you two turn and talk to each other? Remember, when we turn and talk, we're eye to eye, knee to knee with whisper voices.
because she wasn't here for her natural visit.
Can you tell me again? You're reading Charlotte's Web, I see. And what's your name, sweetie? Zahia. What questions popped into your mind as you were reading? Where is Fern? Okay, and what did you read that made you think that?
Because Fern wasn't there for her natural visit.
She wasn't there for her natural visit, so you read that and you thought, well, where is Fern, right? Did it tell you so far on the page? Did the author tell you? No, so you had to slow down and wonder about that, didn't you? Great job. Thank you for sharing with me. Readers, I have to tell you, I am amazed at the questions that you were asking as you were reading. You were really slowing down your reading and thinking deeply about what was happening on the page. When I walked around, I was talking with lots of you, but I asked Zahia to share a little bit from Charlotte's Web. When you were reading Charlotte's Web, Zahia, what happened?
Wilbur was thinking where was Fern because she wasn't there for her natural visit.
So Wilbur said that Fern wasn't there for her natural visit. So what happened in your mind? What were you wondering?
Where was Fern?
Where was Fern? Where do you think she was?
Maybe at school.
She could have been at school. I wonder if she's at school. Where else could she be?
At home.
I wonder if she's at home. So Zahia, see what you did? You slowed down and you stopped and asked questions. You thought a lot about what was happening on that page. I'm going to ask you to try out this strategy in your independent reading books today. Okay? We have learned that when we ask questions, we can slow down our reading and think deeply about what is happening. Okay? So when you are reading your books today and questions are popping into your mind, it's great to slow down and think about your questions. Readers, I'm going to ask you to take your book with you. You may go off to your reading spot, and I'm going to come around and check in and see if you have some questions. I could tell so many of you were thinking as you read. You were slowing down and asking questions. I saw lots of Post-it notes coming out where you were thinking and wondering about what's happening on the page. Okay. Today we've been learning that when readers ask questions, we can slow down our reading and think deeply about what is happening. Do you notice the turtle that Miss Bridget drew? The turtle will help us to remember to slow down our reading, and the light bulb will help us remember to think about what's on the page. Think deeply, Jayla. That's right. Thank you. Riley, come on up, sweetie. Riley, what were you reading?
I was reading Friend in the Secret Cave.
Right. 4.5 Friends in the Secret Cave. And what did you read that made you slow down and wonder?
When Miss Graham, the next door neighbor, if she heard the tiniest sound, she would come over to the house and complain.
Yeah, the neighbor, if she heard the tiniest sound, she would come over to their house and complain about it. And what were you wondering when you read that?
Why would she complain if she lived next door and she would hear the tiniest sound?
Yeah, if she just hears a tiny sound, why would she come over and complain about that? I bet we have a lot to learn about this neighbor, right? I wonder if the story is going to tell us more about that neighbor as we read. Okay. Riley, thank you for sharing, okay? I really like how you slowed down and you thought deeply about what is happening. Okay. Thank you, Riley. Have a seat. Okay. Readers, I know that you all were doing this. Like I said, I saw that all of you were slowing down and thinking about what's happening by having questions pop into your mind. I hope that you can add this strategy to the toolbox of strategies you already have for being stronger, longer, faster readers. Okay? So tomorrow when Miss Bridget is not here, please try to remember to slow down and ask questions when you have them.